Oh, hi there, and welcome back to Minecraft. In this video, we're going to be looking at super smelters, but not just any super smelter. This particular one gives you different options depending on what you want to cook or smelt. So let's get on with it. So as I'm sure you're all aware already, with 1.14 it brought out some new furnaces. So as you can see on the right hand side, I've got a set of 10 smokers, which are ideal for cooking food. It makes it a bit quicker than choosing a regular furnace. And on my left hand side, I've got blast furnaces. Again, they're ideal for doing things like ores, and much better than a regular furnace in that instance. Now you could replace all of these with just normal furnaces, but it's all about saving you time in the future. Now, for input, I've decided to go for shulker boxes, and as you can see, I've got a shulker box here with some raw chicken, and another one here with some iron ore. So if I just break that and that real quick, I'll start loading them up. So, which one was which? Ore. So chicken I'll whack up here, like so, and as you can see, that's already filtering into the system. And then ore up there. Now you don't have to use shulker boxes. I've just gone on the basis that if you've got automatic farms, then you probably, like myself, obviously you could set your farms up so that they'll automatically fill into shulker boxes, and it just makes it easier to move stuff around. You could put chests up there, or trap chests, or barrels, or if you want to, just throw the items straight into the hopper. It doesn't really matter, but for me, it just seems like a sensible route. So once that's all going, we can just turn this on. So if I do that, we'll start seeing all of these turn on, apart from the edges, apparently. Interesting. Maybe need some tweaks, but they're going quite quick. I might need to tweak that a little bit. But the output as well also goes straight into shulker box. So you can see it's smelting it pretty quick even without the N2. So once I fix that, that'll work even better. We can run these both at the same time. So let's just flick that. Now, obviously, you're probably going to want to do them separately, but it doesn't really matter. Let's wait for that, and they should all start going to the same place. There we go. So the iron's going in as well. Obviously, if you do one at a time, it makes it easy, because then once you're ready, you just pop that out and you take that to wherever you want to put it. So that works, I think, quite well. Let me show you how this really works. So if you just come around the back here, you can see there's another chest just here. This is where the fuel comes from. Now, you could, if you felt like the challenge, actually build a bamboo farm, which automatically feeds into here. And we've got the same on the other side, of course. Or, if you don't fancy that, just do what I'm doing and just come in and manually fill this in with whatever fuel you want. Bamboo works really well because you can just obviously put it back in and it goes automatically, and saves you a lot of time, again, later on in the future. So looking around the back, we've got the same, both of these are the same on both sides, just to let you know. But we've got, obviously, the fuel goes into this hopper, into this chest, and as it goes along, obviously fills all those, and then the material, the food, or the ore, or stone, if you want to use regular furnaces, goes into this one. Now, obviously, we saw that some of these weren't working sort of in the corners. Easy way to fix that is just to basically make this go one further over. So basically push it all one way and do the same on the other side. That way it's going to use all the furnaces. But as I say, we're using 8 at the moment and it works really well anyway. So that's basically how it works. We've got hoppers feeding into the furnaces in different directions. From the top is for the item that you're cooking or smelting, and from the side is the item that you're using for fuel. Straightforward. Now, you may be able to see how that works and be able to build it yourself from there, but if not, I will give you a quick example of how to build this. So whenever you're doing something that involves hoppers, you always want to start with the output. So let's just put a couple of chests down. Obviously, we use shulker box over there, but I'm just going to use a regular chest just to show it works. And you want to then shift click and, oh, whoops, not do that. You want to then shift click and click like that, as far as you want to go. So I've gone for 10. You can go for, if you want to do 1, 2. Obviously, there's no point doing 1, otherwise you just use a regular thing, but you can just use 10, 20. It's up to you. I've gone for 10 just because it's small enough. So that is basically where the item's going to go, and as you can see from the hoppers, they all have a little direction, so they're facing that way. If you just place it straight down, it's going to go down, and it won't end up in that chest. You're then going to want to get your furnace, whichever type of furnace you want. So I'm going to just use regular furnaces, shift click, and just pop them on top. So once an item's been smelted, it will go into the hoppers and find us all the way into there. Simple, easy. You then want to take it another step further, so you want to have some hoppers that go into the side, so like that, and again you can see that's facing into it, so do that all the way along. I think you get the gist, but we actually want to do this 2 back, and that will become apparent soon. That's facing the wrong way, I think. So pop that in all of those, and then do the same at the top, but we only need 1 at the top, so just do that. Oh, whoops, learn the controls, and again just keep shift clicking, otherwise if you don't shift click you're going to open the furnace. So fun fact for you. So that is basically how you input and output. We do need to add a little bit of redstone, but we're pretty much there. So the next step is you want to come around to the opposite side to where the chest is. Think of the chest as output, and then the opposite side is going to be input. We're going to need to grab a building block. It doesn't really matter what building block you use, but I'm going to use polished andesite just because I like the look of it. So you want to basically build a L shape a bit like that, and then, well actually I'm going to change it from that slightly. I'm going to do that twice, just so that we can put an extra rail there, and then beyond that, you want to replicate that, but go 1 higher, like so. We then also need some torches, redstone torches. So if we pop 1 in there, and 1 in there, that will eventually power the rails once we put them in. So we're then going to want a powered rail there, and a powered rail there, and then we want regular rails along all of these. So again, just shift click to put it on to the hoppers, otherwise you're going to open the hopper. You don't want to do that. So do that, and that is that side done. So let me just grab a chest. So if we just pop it on there, you see that they'll automatically go off. So that's ready to go. Yeah, we need a bit more. We need to work on this side as well. So we're going to want, well, if you're using a regular chest, you can't put a solid block on top, because otherwise you can't open it. So what I did over there, which I'll just show you, is I actually then dropped it down a little bit further, and then get down there. Then I've got all that leading into shulker box. You could do that, or if you'd rather just use staircase or a slab or a glass block, etc. Just stairs. Doesn't matter which stairs. Let's use purple because it's there. We want to pop that there, and we can then place that on top, and you can still open that. So there's a little trick for you if you didn't know that already. Replicate the same on the other side, and that basically works. So again, I've just gone an extra block that way just to try and utilize all the furnaces, and obviously we've taken the stairs away and replaced them with slabs just because it looks a bit nicer. But yeah, it works like that. We need to just make a few little tweaks, but then it's pretty much ready to go. If you also want to go around a corner like I did, the torches are slightly different. So obviously just in a straight line, you just need to do it like that. Hopefully you can see that. But on a corner, as you can see, we've got 3 torches, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there, and that just lights 1, 2, 3, and 4. You could use, obviously, levers there if you prefer, but that does the trick, and that will keep them all going. And obviously, if you want to go the same all the way around, you can just keep going, and just bigger and bigger and bigger. So one other thing that I did that was, again, optional. You don't have to do it. This works as it is, but you could actually take this block away. I'll wait for that to go past. Take that away, pop one of those in, and then stick that on top real quick, and we'll just then power that by a lever this way, so you've got an on and off switch. So you don't need to do that, but it can make it a bit more interesting if you wanted to obviously control when things turn on and off. And then all you'd need to do is pop a bit of redstone there, and you can actually get rid of this torch as well. So when you turn this switch on, it does both of them. But that is optional. You don't have to do that. And obviously that stops them both. So if you wanted to, so it doesn't run all the time, you can just turn it on and off whenever you're ready. We need to obviously set up input for both of these. So if we wait for these to go past and then shift click on top of that, actually I think you just regular click. Yeah, regular click. That then puts a hopper in place, and then you can put a chest on top, which does need a shift click, and then you can fill them up with whatever. So at the top we're going to want our item with smelting, which we're going to use stone, and then we want something to smelt it with there. So if we do that and give it a second, they should start firing up as soon as it picks them up. It might be an idea if you want to switch that off for a second, just to let them both fill up. Otherwise you're just going to be filling up the first one. But give that a couple of seconds. Let's see what we've got in here. 24 already, that's a good start. So let's just wash that. So they're all turning on one at a time, and we're using every single one, and then that will then fill this up very quickly. So obviously you've got each furnace takes X amount of time. I don't know the timings. I'm not that person. They take X amount of time to fill up, but obviously they'll all start filling up pretty quick. So there is a basic working version. After that, it's just a matter of just making it look pretty and how you want to do it. So for me, I've just covered up all of the hoppers just so it's not visible, and then we do the same across there. So you're just going to see the furnaces in your room, and then you put a floor and a roof and, you know, whatever you want in there sort of thing. You can obviously do that as well if you want. And then we could fill in the edges, and yeah, there's a corner of your room. And then obviously do the same with the other side. And that is essentially the very basics of how it works. And I say if you want to go around a corner, it's exactly the same. The only difference is this corner here, and obviously having another input on the other side. Easy. So if you learnt something today, or just enjoyed listening to my dulcet tones, then give the video a like. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, and obviously tell your friends about it too, because if you like it, there's a good chance they will too. But as always, I've been Geeky Gamer, you've been awesome, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.